I loved being a Marine until I couldn't mentally, because I felt like I had a mental problems from the first deployment, but I kept going and going and going and saw more and more. And then, seeing my best friends die and seeing them go through those things and then coming back, getting out the Marine Corps was the hardest part of my life. I came back with my wife gone, my kids gone, everybody left me. When you come back, you usually get on a bus and you have your family there waiting for you, knowing that they're gonna support you. Because it was the hardest time of my life, being away from everybody, seeing what I seen, and just changing your whole mind process and then coming home to nothing was the hardest part of my life. I was actually trying to grab onto everything that made me happy to try to kind of like move forward. That's when I found my wife now. So she played a very big role in my life, and like to change me and change my direction and my thought process and just how I'm loved. And she helped out a lot once I got to that point too. And then my son was diagnosed with autism. And that was when I was being a recruiter at the time. And recruiting is not the easiest thing in the world. It's a very big demand in the military, and you're away from your family almost more than 75% of the time, 80% of the time. And I just kind of knew, like, I don't want to be with my family that much because I know that she's going to struggle with what we just found out with our kid. And I was struggling with it too, because this is my first kid with my marriage, my new marriage, that I just want everything to go perfect because nothing had been perfect up to this point yet. So I just made that decision, and then I was like, I can't do it no more, and I had to get out. And again, that's where more trauma came. I made a decision without having a plan, and I didn't have no goals. My only goal was just to be there, and I thought that was the overall goal, be there for my family, but that wasn't the case. I couldn't find anything to make me happy, and that's when I became homeless. Only thing that we could do is pack up and have my wife and my son stay with their mother, which there was no room there and there was nothing there. So I just didn't have nowhere else to go but just on the streets. So that's when I started fighting for my disability. Since I was so close to the VA, I was there every single morning fighting and fighting. I was able to get my disability approved. So I was 100% permanent total. I had back pay. I took all that back pay to actually help a couple veterans there getting housing with my own money, and then paid off all my bills, which sometimes it should have been vice versa. Again, I was putting other people's needs before mine, but I was giving it forward because I was blessed. Got my family out of LA, and I knew that I had a lot of stuff I had to fix in my life, but still wasn't there. So we moved to North Carolina, and that's when I had my first house. And it was a very good feeling. So I got my house. I thought it was all done. It wasn't done. I mean, even up to this point, it's still not done. It's just, I'm starting to figure out a lot of things. I really do feel it here, and that's the reason. And being able to work with veterans, I feel like I have the mentality, and being able to talk to them and say, hey, I know where you've been. So I take my past experiences and my past struggles, be able to reflect it, to give it to these individuals that, they don't know how to do it either. I didn't know how to do it. So maybe that'll give me the opportunity to be able to stop something, or them stop me doing something critical. Because I've had a lot of friends since I've been out that are gone. And it's like learning what or why they did what they did is never going to be the issue. It's just I weren't nobody there for them. And so it's my chance to be there for as many people as I can. That right there is it still chills me to the bones, because I really had that thought process. I was pretty close. I have some veterans call late at night. I can't not pick up that phone, because what if that was me?